I'm resigning from my job. It is currently October 27th. As of when I am filming this, I know from a week ago that I will be resigning from my job. There are a lot of reasons behind this and I won't get into those details, but I don't know what I'm going to do next. And I don't have to figure it out now. Like, that is a big thing. I don't need to figure it out now. I've talked to my parents about it. I've talked to my boyfriend about it. I've talked to my therapist about it. That's not something that I need to, have answers to at this moment because I just, a week ago realized I'm going to be resigning from my job. But it's weird. I'm 27. This is my first ever job, my first full-time job. I've been at it for 2 years. It is weirdly bittersweet because there are things I love about the job. I've really enjoyed getting to know my colleagues. I've really enjoyed some of the things I've gotten to do. But the things I don't enjoy are that I basically didn't really have a work-life balance, and finding a way to get that for myself was really, really difficult. And you know what's funny is that the first thing, or one of the first things that came to my mind when I realized that resignation would be what's best for me was maybe I should try content again, which is like a terrible, terrible idea. Don't ever, not a good way to think about that. But it made me think, maybe I should give this a try again. I've on and off been in content for the past decade. I started a booktube channel. This was a booktube channel a really long time ago when I was like 17. So I think literally a decade ago. I have been on Instagram for 4 years as a bookstagrammer. I have been on TikTok for 2 years as a book talker. Actually, no, I haven't even been on there for like 2 years. I think it's only been a year and a half. But I've dabbled in content to varying degrees for a really long time, and it's never really stuck. Like, bookstagram is something that has stuck the longest and I'm most consistent with, and I'm currently, as of right now, on an unofficial hiatus because work was so intense and I had so much going on with other things in my life that I just could not do it, and I just silently disappeared. And I've disappeared for about a month now, a month and a half. But there's something about content that I love, something about content that I really want to come back to, and I always find myself, there's this part of me that's always like, maybe content in some way could be part of your life. Like, maybe it's not a big part of my life. Content, I don't think, will ever be my full-time job. There's a part of me that's always wanted to see if it could be a side hustle, not knowing what that would look like. Like, I have no plan for what I want to do with content. I have always been in the space of books, and that feels like the easiest thing, but at the same time it feels super restrictive. I am not just a reader. There's so much else to me. And yet I also know that I'm just really, I'm not the best at creating video content. That's always been something that I've really struggled with. I am just not the best when it comes to figuring out camera angles and stuff like that, or making my editing look super cool. Not me. Maybe it could be me, if I stuck around with it long enough. But now that I know I'm resigning, I am wondering if in some ways I should potentially return to content in some capacity, if there is a part of me that should pursue this a little more, because I have a bit of time to do that. I'm planning as of right now to take a month off before I start job hunting again. Job hunting in what capacity, I'm not really sure. I'm looking into taking on part-time roles, potentially tutoring, doing a lot of different things. I might even look into dog walking and dog sitting because I can do that. I literally used to have a German Shepherd. There are not many dogs I can't handle. But it's weird to be thinking about the fact that I'm not going to be salaried, and it's also weird to think about the fact that I'm going to be starting this process over again after really struggling through finding a job here in the first place because I don't know what I want to do in Singapore. I have never known what I wanted to do in Singapore, and what I did as an arts journalist was basically the only thing I could come up with that fit what I wanted and allowed me to do a lot of what I want. And it was a great job. It was a great opportunity. I loved so much about it. And there was a lot that I also really struggled with. Because at the end of the day, even though I have a journalism degree and I did all the stuff for that in school, I never wanted to become a journalist, which I think is really funny when I tell people about that. And there's this part of me now that's like, well, what next? You've never known what you wanted to do in this country. You don't know what you want to do now. I was planning to start a series called The Burnout Diaries, which is me slowly for myself going through things that are helping me recover from burnout because I am burnt out. And, kind of helps that not having a job is going to probably improve the sense of burnout that I'm, struggling through right now. All this to say, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to make a return to content. I don't know if I want to make a return to YouTube. TikTok is great. There's something really nice about the fact that it can be so simple. But I'm really not good at short form content. The fact of the matter is this is already 7 minutes long. I feel like part of me wants to come back to YouTube, and I don't know what I want to do with that. I'm not a great YouTuber. I've never been a good YouTuber. Part of me wants to see what I can do with Bookstagram and Book Talk, and I don't know what I want to do there. I don't know what I want. I don't know if I want to stay in the book space or if I just want to do general stuff, because I feel like it's easier to just say I'm a general content creator and not really have a niche, but then again, there's perks of being in a niche, right? People know you for something specific. It's easy to plan content around that. But then at the same time, I'm always so strapped for ideas that I feel like being in a particular niche just makes it so difficult for me. And I don't know what I want to do. I don't know any of these things. I'm also supposed to be like getting work done right now because I have so much to do this weekend before it's a holiday and everything, and I'm taking like a long weekend. I'm going on a little bit of vacation. I have a lot of work to get done, and so I'm working on a weekend because this is part of my job. I work weekends. This is not an uncommon thing. And the thing is, with whatever job I have next, I want something that's going to allow me to have my weekends completely, and I want something that's going to let me have a 9 to 5 or Singapore a 9 to 6 that is strictly a 9 to 6 that does not involve me clocking in after that, because I need my time away from the office. I need to have a life outside of that. That's something I've always known about myself, and that's something I said I wanted going into what will, I guess by the time you see this, be my former job. Was not a possibility. Really gave up a lot of my life for that job. The fact that I managed to get into a relationship was mostly by accident. And I've just really realized that I value a lot of my personal time. I value having a life outside of work, and I want to find something that's going to allow me to do that. And also like pay me a decent amount of money because, having a salary is nice. The thing about being a full-time content creator is that the money is just, I don't know if I can realistically wait for the possibility of a brand deal, because I don't know that I'm ever going to get to that level. This might always just be a hobby. I might never even get monetized. This is just something I want to do for fun. This is something that part of me always feels like I wanted and never given a chance in any capacity, and I am petting my cat in this process. So if you see my arm moving weirdly, it's because I'm petting my cat. But I've always had this inclination towards content. And even if I ever make any money off this, it's not something I want to do full time where I'm making all my money off it, because I know content creators work incredibly hard and they often don't really have work-life balance either. And that's, again, not what I want. I like being able to have a consistent salary. It's very nice to know exactly how much I'm going to make each month. And then if I ever make money off content, that's going to be like fun money, right? All this to say, I may be making a return to content. And if I do, if I ever start uploading videos, I hope that I have a bit of a content bank, that I have at least 4 to 6 videos that I've pre-filmed and that can go up at any point. That I don't need to be coming up with stuff every week, because I don't know what I want to do. This could still be about the burnout diary. This could be about a lot of different things. This is going to be weird. It's going to be a really weird time for me going back into unemployment, figuring out again what I want to do, and seeing if it's possible for me to do that here. I've never really felt like I could do what I want to do in Singapore. That's always been my struggle, and I don't know what I want next. I don't know what I want to do career-wise. I don't know if I want to just get a job I don't like and just do it for the money. I don't know if I'm the kind of person who can do that. I mean, realistically, I probably could if it's like a good enough salary, but I don't know how to balance all of this. I don't know what I want, and maybe the beauty of this is that people get to figure that out with me. That there are people in my life and people who are not in my life who can see me go through this process. I don't have answers, and this might never actually be a video that gets uploaded, but in the event that it is, this might be the start of something cool. It might be the start of something interesting, and I am in some ways kind of excited and kind of relieved that maybe I get to do something different now, that in a lot of ways I don't have to be the one stressing about whether or not I stay at this job, because resignation actually makes the most sense, and I don't have to figure out how am I going to deal with burnout and continue with this job and try to do the best that I can. Resignation really just makes a lot of sense for me. So this might be the only video that I film. It might never go up. There might be more videos. I don't know. But I'm filming it just in case. And I should go and get dinner and actually do the work that I said I was going to do, because I need to get ahead of a bunch of stuff that is due on Monday. And it is currently Saturday. Whatever comes next though, I mostly just hope that I'm happy.